Well, it is Monday, October 18th. Uh, I was just thinking I should have something to say. It should be like some sort of high energy, excited about something going on, except that there isn't. Uh, Nothing that I've made or created or uh, made happen or let happen or gone and investigated or found out or discovered or gone on a journey or an adventure or a mission. No, just a quiet day. Um, just a day of rest, a day of quiet. I didn't really focus on it. I just, and I didn't meditate. Um, I didn't do much thinking. I didn't do any writing. Uh, I just enjoyed nothing. And it was everything that I wanted it to be. It was great. Um, and I'm going to lie down and take a nap. So the winner is me. No. Uh, I did, something did cross my sight line. Something about, which I guess it makes sense. People who are rich in time. Um, in the article, something to do with time, millionaires. And because, whoever has the most, you know, luxury stuff or possessions or fame or popularity or recognition or, you know, I guess it's what matters to whatever, all of it can be taken away. All of it can disappear. All of it can be twisted and contorted and warped and shadowed and shaded. And, yeah, but I guess if one is just content with, it's not less, but content with what one already has. It doesn't dissuade one from seeking more or different or better or alternative, but just being content for the most part with what one already has, um, with within one's own appreciation and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. One can be rich in oneself, I guess. That sounds, I don't know, a little bit contrived and arbitrary and pompous and arrogant. But I don't know, whatever works, I guess. Um, I'm just struggling to try to think of something to talk about, so it's whatever's crossing my mind. Just thoughts, just passing by, and I just pick one. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. I really just wanted to talk for a bit because this is the first time I've talked all day. I didn't realize it was just so quiet, and I didn't even talk to myself, and I didn't sing to myself, and I didn't really have anything to gesture over or stim because I was just secure. At least I didn't notice. I was just felt safe, secure, and comfortable in my own surroundings, in my own skin. I had nothing to venture outside to go do. Not that I wanted to, because that's about going outside, and I just decided I didn't need to go outside today. I didn't want to go outside today, so I had everything I needed, and I stayed in. And I didn't even do any cleaning. I took care of myself, um, and yeah, and I'm okay with that. I didn't go out and um, feed the homeless or donate blood or organs to the needy. Sometimes, you know, I am the needy, and I don't have any fundraisers for me. I'm glad my brief, lasting encounter with being in the system, I was able to get out of the system before I got trapped in the system under some sort of medication or surveillance or I don't know. Who knows what they would have diagnosed me with if they had gotten more of a chance to spend time with me. Maybe less. Maybe I'd be overdiagnosed. Because sometimes I just would play along. You know, it's like, what are they trying to get me to? You know, 'cause leading questions. And it's like, well, I know what the answer is. Is this the answer that they want, or is this the answer that is true? Because I don't know sometimes. So it's like, So it's like, am I playing along, or am I being truthful, or somewhere in between? And in different days, it might be different answers. I don't stick. You know, it's like, I guess it depends on the question, or the situation, or the person asking. The different people asking might get different answers. Same as me. You know, they might get different answers depending on how I'm feeling, my mood, my reflection. So, again, I'm struggling to come up with stuff to talk about, so this is just, and a lot of this, you know, let's just call it all fiction. This is just fiction, fantasy, character development. You know, we're just doing character development. The person that's here right now does not exist. Let's go with that. It's a character study. And I don't have a name, so it's anonymous. Forget about it. Anyway, so I did turn on the heat today, tested it out, had to get brand new batteries for the remote, because there's no actual physical interface on the unit for the heating and cooling in this. You have to use a remote. So if the batteries die in the remote, well, you can't do anything. So, which is kind of annoying, I guess, but also a hazard, because those units, when they malfunction, well, if there's no way to turn them off or cut power, you know, it's like you'd have to go to a fuse box and locate that. But anyway, yeah, this is getting really boring, even to me, and I don't expect anybody would even be watching this in the first place, or even what they would be getting out of it, which is nothing, and they would even go this far. I imagine not. A day in the life. But we've come this far, and we've got a lot longer to go. And I guess these have gone back into, shifted back and forth all, you know, but it's for myself, an archive. And also, like, it is there for, you know, the future, maybe, to people maybe I haven't even met, or people I don't know, or people I currently know that I have no idea of how, whatever relationship, or, like, you know, who will I ever let watch these, or kind of direct them towards. It's like, hey, there's this Yeah, good luck. Don't, yeah, caution is advised. So these are not the recordings of a normal person or a typical person or a rational person. Um, I don't know what these are, and I don't think any classification or categorization is really necessary. They're just a person talking, trying to figure life out, themselves out, um, sorting issues. I don't know how many people would ever find any sort of um, catharsis or um, therapeutic value in doing for themselves something like this, where you just sit in front of a camera and talk at yourself to see what you're thinking about. So that's how it works for me. I don't even know what I'm thinking about until I start talking, and that brings up things. And knowing that it's not really going to be seen, it is a private institution, basically. A lonely doctrine. So, and sure, yeah, it is. There's always risk involved, and because stuff, I guess, could be used to against me. I guess. Why would anybody want to? Vulnerable and taken advantage of, or I don't know. But that would, I don't know. I wouldn't. And it's like, why? And what would they be? What they would have nothing to gain anyway. There's nothing here. Nothing of value. You know. Just completely, just a random person. So, and it also has crossed my mind. It's like, I talk about it. It's like, this is good for me. I like it. It's something I can do. I also like that it's something I can actually do. Even though it took me a little bit to figure out exactly how to do it and if I was okay to do it. Because I was nervous about the security and vulnerability and sensitivity, and what if somebody said something? Or what if somebody liked it? Oh my God, I'd have to shut it down immediately. Or if somebody didn't like it, well, I just understand that. Or criticized me. It's like, oh, okay, well, I accept that. Condemnation and ridicule, bread and butter. So, but my thought was, how many other people are already doing this sort of thing? A lot. It's just I just don't know about it. And since I don't know about it, I tend to think, well, I'm special in some way, just because I'm doing it. I'm aware of it. Whereas probably, I'm late to the party. I'm late to arrive. I am way behind schedule. Off, not behind the learning curve. I am off the learning curve. I am distant. A fractured and flawed parallel. Not even a line, but a dot, 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 dot. So, it is what it is. And I guess the best part is that it doesn't have to make sense. It's not going to. I won't even know what it means. things are hidden from me. I can only hope that things make sense in due time, or else I just, will have forgotten about them, or it will not have been reinforced or encouraged, and things will disappear from my sight line and just across the curvature of the earth, disappearing below the horizon. And I will have forgotten. And then I'll think back, and it's like, what was that thing that was so important back then? It felt so right. It made so much sense. And then it didn't go anywhere. It just stopped. And then something else will show up. And I'll be consumed, or fixated, or possessed, or hypnotized, or entranced. So, or like embers and kindling. I never know what is. I just keep investing, right or wrong, and I don't shut doors. Well, they get pulled too, but they don't get shut and they don't get locked. It's like I try to keep things within a shadow of a doubt, not without. Because I really don't know. I have no idea the impact or import or significance or consequence of how it is I am and what it is I do and have done. I really don't know. I could have, or could be having great detrimental effect without even knowing, without my even understanding or want or desire. It's not my, but so I just have to, when people distance themselves, or at least that's what I feel, or they just go silent, then just respect and do not chase. Just, so. And so far, that methodology, it's like, people go away and then they just kind of stay away. It's like I am sort of a dangerous person, I guess. I wouldn't say dangerous, but I have a I don't know. A critical way of looking at things that it's not for the faint of heart. Very jaded and antisocial, anti-human. Not a big fan of this human race. So I'm not winning any popularity contests. So I don't know. Again, I'm just, this is a character study. I'm just talking. The person that you've just seen does not exist. Don't worry. There are people out there like that, though, so watch your back. Be careful who you introduce yourselves to, and be careful. Help, don't be that interesting. And if you are that interesting, just watch out for warning signs. And but anyway, my best gift that I tend to try to give people is by going away. It's like, okay, it seems like my presence is upsetting. Somehow, something about me is upsetting, which is something I'm used to. It's not a competition to be the most intense or overwhelming. It's just, I just start, oh, whoa, okay, well, this is okay. Well, I'll just, I'll, slowly but surely, I just, start taking off layers. Like, well, I have my coat on, well, I'll just take off my coat. Well, I have my, whatever layers, and it's like I'm just slowly revealing more of myself, and then eventually just and there's at some point people are like, oh, well, he's a monster, and that's when people go away, they realize that's, yeah. So it's like, it's really a lot of work and practice at being nice and talking like how I think other people talk. It's not how people talk. I talk like how I think people talk. There's a difference there. I don't know what it is. If I knew what the difference was, I wouldn't have so many problems with communication. I would just be like other people, I guess. I wouldn't have that in-between personality ciphering and censoring and mediating everything. So my best way of being nice is and protecting people is not being a part of their lives. It's like getting to know people enough to be like, okay, another person to be happy that they're in the world, but then realize that they are better off without me as being a part of their world. It's like I can just be glad that they're in it, and then realize that they need me being in the world is not good for them. It it brings me some satisfaction to know that they are a part of the world, but maybe me being a part of the same world is not as helpful, because I'm not following the same script or something. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm not going to either. It's not about being evil. It's about extreme neutrality. Like, really extreme. Extreme neutrality with a vengeance. And despair like nobody's business. So I am contained in these little boxes. So My main goal is to not be noticed and keep a low profile um, and do as little harm as I can manage. And sometimes I even do some good, completely unintentionally and accidental, I swear. But that does happen, and for whatever reason people like me, which is just baffling. I just assume they just don't know me very well. Um, yeah, I don't know. The human race is interesting, and I'm having an interesting life. More interesting than it used to be when I was just drinking myself to death every day because I couldn't deal with me. Now, I still can't deal with me, but I'm not drinking myself to death. The world made, I think, sometimes a serious error. It's called a judgment failure. They just saw somebody that was sick and decided to, save their life. So obsessed with whether they could, they didn't stop to consider whether they should. So, but as a modest repayment, trying to still working on it. I wish I had answers. I don't have answers. Better yet, I have answers, but I don't have questions that go with them. So I'm continuing to seek. And the best part is, I guess I don't have to have all the answers or all the questions right now. As long as I continue to do whatever it is I do, and I don't know. No. Anyway, I've managed to talk about nothing for close to half an hour now. So I can't imagine anybody would ever even watch these or even listen to them as they went to sleep. Because that's what I do with these sorts of videos or narratives that I listen to or podcasts. Is I go to sleep to them. Something I don't have to actually watch. I can just listen to. And hopefully the person whose voice I'm listening to is, somewhat, easygoing, easy to listen to. I can go to sleep within like 5 minutes. And it's like, what was he even talking about? If it was a story, I'll have to restart the story because I got lost. So, but like I said, no one should be listening to these, or watching them for that matter, because there's nothing here for anyone else. There is no hope here. Not for them. No. I don't know. People can get whatever they want out of whatever. Just be glad that they are not me. I have to deal with myself all the time. Whoever might be watching this, they can turn this off, go watch something else, forget I ever existed, and they get to deal with themselves and their own problems or their own issues or their own lives or their own wonderful, wonderful, whatevers. So it's like, maybe this is some sort of entertainment. Maybe this is some distraction. Maybe the benefit is that, comparing lives. Whoever might be watching this, they have got their own stuff. They have their own pair of shoes to walk around in. But be glad for your own shoes. It's like, I know how to live my life, kind of. I'm familiar with the stuff that goes on. And everybody else, they're familiar with what they've got going on. It's like, I don't know how to live anybody else's life. It's like, I can barely work out what I'm doing with my life. So, but I'm familiar. So there's like one of those gratitude things. So be glad for your own problems. Be glad you're not me. Be glad you're yourself, or something like that. So anyway, I've literally sat here for over half an hour now talking, and I need to go. Though I'm not going to go do anything. I'm just going to go drink some water, and then probably take out my contacts, and then go lie down and take a nap. And this will have been the most productive thing that I did all day. Kind of. Besides all the other little things that I don't even notice or give myself any credit for, but still were part of my day, and make up a lot of my content. So, anyway, I guess I really should go. So, it's been fun. Until next time.